Today we're going to look at DegreeWorks. First of all, what is DegreeWorks? And then we're going to discuss how we are to use DegreeWorks. So, what is DegreeWorks? DegreeWorks is essentially a tool to help you track through your particular degree program. Years ago, you would have gotten a academic catalog, and you would have gone through and checked off the classes that you had taken so far. You would have to look back at your academic transcript, make sure you've taken those classes and you passed those classes, and then you would go through individually and make sure that you're keeping on the degree track that you're on. So, whatever catalog year you came in on, you would hold on to that catalog, and that would be your guide through your degree program. Now, DegreeWorks is simply a electronic way of tracking that. So as you use it, you are going through to find out what progress you are making, what classes you have taken, what classes you have left, so on and so forth. So, how do we use it? Now, we use it just like we would those old academic catalogs, but now this is an electronic form, and we track our degree progress using this tool. So I'm going to show you how to get into it. First of all, you're going to go to the Gadsden State homepage. Up in the top right hand corner, you're going to see one ACCS. Then you will go to the next page. You will see the login page, log into one ACCS. Here, you're going to use your login credentials, your username, and your password. So if you came in a while ago and you were a long ago student, you're going to use that A number at gadsdenstate.edu. If you're a relatively new student, you may use that A number at alabama.edu, and the password that you have designated to be your individual password. You'll use that to log in there. Then that's going to bring you to a screen that looks like this. And you will choose the option that says Student Services and Student Profile. Again, here's a closer look. You're going to choose Student Profile. That's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see an option for DegreeWorks. So there it is. You'll click on DegreeWorks. This is how you get in from the one ACCS side. Another way is when you log into your portal and you are on that portal and it looks like this page right here, you're going to look for the one ACCS section. And under the one ACCS section, you're going to see DegreeWorks. So just click into DegreeWorks, and that's also going to take you to this DegreeWorks tool. Then you'll come to a page that looks like this. It's going to have your individual A number, your name, and your degree program up top. The levels, of course, for the purpose of Gadsden State, you're only going to be either a freshman or a sophomore. Um, we don't have upperclassmen at Gadsden State Community College because we're a community college, not a four-year institution. You're going to see your academics laid out there, and then below that, you're going to see underneath academics, you're going to see the degree progress that you're making along the way. Now, this particular student is a default student that we have set up, so this student has not taken anything. But if you've taken classes, you're going to see the number or the percentage of classes that you've taken so far as it is relative to your degree program. You'll see your overall GPA, your institutional GPA in this area. And another thing is where you see academic, next to it, you see a little section that says what if, and you can click on what if. And basically, this is a way to have you to be able to look at other options. Say you're thinking about changing your major. What would you have to do, or where would you be? What would your progress be if you were to change your major to a particular major? This is a good way to go through, and without actually going through the process of changing your major, finding out with your academic credit where you would stand if you were to change your major to that. Now, the next section of this DegreeWorks speaks about the degree program you're under, the number of credits that are required, and then it gives the list of things that you need to have accomplished before you can graduate. So your GPA needs to be above a 2.0. You need to have that general education requirements met. You need to have your orientation requirement met. You need to have your major requirements met. And I'll talk about each of those requirements as we go. Now, this is your general education core right here. So, general education core, we're talking about your English comps 1 and 2, your English composition 1 and 2. Now, understand this is underneath an AA or AS degree. I will look at another example in a moment to show you the differences between the AA degrees or AS degrees versus the AAS degrees. Okay. So the first thing you need to complete, or one of the things you need to complete, is your English competency. So English 101, English 102 needs to be done. Then you need to have a literature, a core fine art, and then 6 more hours in humanities or fine art. Um, Sometimes there's different things that take place here, and I will speak again about this later on. If you're a business major, 2 of these are going to be taken up by a sequence in literature. So you really only would have 6 other hours, including one of those needs to be a core fine art, art 100, music 101, theater 120. So keep that in mind there. There needs to be 12 hours from that area, 6 hours from area 1, 12 hours from area 2. Then you have area 3, which is your natural sciences and your mathematics. Now, this will be different for different students. Right now, I'm looking at a student that's AS in general studies with a concentration in general studies. If you have a degree plan that is different than that, then this will look a little bit different for you. Say you're a math major. Well, calculus is going to be something that's required of our DegreeWorks program for you as a math major. Now, the general population, I guess, that is going for a degree, say in business at another institution like JSU later on, they really only need 112 for that degree. Now, again, all of these things are individualized and specialized, but this is just a general overview of DegreeWorks. In the area 5, and I'll highlight that a little bit more here, area 4, you're going to see that you need a history, 6 hours of social behavioral science, and another 3 hours of either history or behavioral science. Again, a lot of places want you to take a sequence in history. So 2 histories will be right here. And think this way too, they want a sequence in history. So if you're going to take history 201, which is American History 1, then you need to be prepared to take American History 2. The same with Western civilization, and also world history. You need to be prepared. Whatever the one you take, you need to take the next one in that sequence. A social behavioral science. A lot of people take general psychology here, sociology. Even if you're a business major, your economics are going to go right here. also. So again, it does kind of depend on what degree program that you're going through that you're going to take these certain classes. Here is the verbiage speaking about the sequencing. So sequencing comes up a lot. You have a sequence in natural science often with bio 103, 104, or Chem 111, 112, that you need a sequence for some majors. Some majors don't require a sequence, but pretty much every major requires either a sequence in history or literature. Again, there are some that are preferential. So if you're a business major, a sequence in literature is necessary, not a sequence in history. But for most majors, a sequence in history is going to suffice. So keep that in mind as you're going through. Also, there's, of course, an orientation requirement. We require all of our students graduating from this institution to have a orientation requirement met. Now, there are different ways to meet this orientation requirement. If you are transferring in more than 30 hours from another institution, then you can meet that requirement without having to take the actual class. But for the majority of our students, it's going to be taking a Orientation 101 course while you're here at Gadsden State. This is the Area 5, the General Studies uh, major requirement for the degree. So it's a fourth of the degree coming from this area right here. Now, CIS 146 is currently a required course that you need to take. And also, if you are a business major, um, it would count as a business class. But we require this for all of our students graduating with these AA and AS degrees. And then you'll notice 16 hours of general elective. This is because this individual is underneath a general studies concentration. So their major is general studies, their concentration, although we don't speak in terms of concentration, we don't have concentrations here at Gadsden State. The Area 5 is made up of general studies courses. Now, there are limitations to these courses too. You can't just willy nilly take anything and it actually apply here. You have to take from these lists of specified classes, and those classes would fit in this degree area. Now, this is just a general studies advising guide. Most of the time, we would love you to actually choose a major, because if you actually choose a major, well, then um, we have a guide for you to go on in order for you to have the classes that you need at the next level. So, say someone comes in here and they're general studies, and they just say, I just want to take the classes that I need just to get done. Okay, we can do that. We prefer not to do that, but we can get you the classes you need to just get your associate's degree. Why do we not prefer to do that? We do not prefer to do that because not all of those classes that you take are going to fit in your degree program at the next institution you choose to go to. So, say you were to choose business. Well, if you just took a bunch of history courses, nothing wrong with history courses, your degree at your next institution is only going to have so many elective areas for you to be able to transfer and get credit for those particular classes. So that's why we like you to choose a major, and for us to cater your degree to the next place you are going, so that when you go, You're not behind a semester. So, this is an example of someone that would choose to major in business. So, this is a business administration advising guide, essentially. So, these are the major classes they're going to take. They're going to take CIS 146, which is your basic computer science, microcomputer applications. We'll take Principles of Accounting 1 and 2, Legal and Social Environment of Business, and then Business Stats 1 and 2. And all of these credits are going to transfer over and they will get credit for them in the proper place that they are in their degree program moving forward. So that is why it's so important to choose a major or to work with an advisor. You know, it's a rare case where someone may choose a major that we don't have a plan for. And there are times when that does happen. You know, someone chooses a major like um, industrial distribution, which is a newer business type major. Well, essentially, you're going to be a business major, but we don't have a degree pathway that says industrial distribution. But we can work with you. So that's why it is important to choose a major and to work with an advisor when at all possible. At the end of the DegreeWorks um, degree process, you see sometimes notes that an individual may have created on that account. Also, there's a legend at the bottom, um, and this tells you what each thing means um, as you're going through. So, I really, in this, covered the AA and AS degrees. These are typically our academics type degrees. Um, the idea of these are transfer degrees, and the individual that gets this degree is going to transfer on to another institution. Well, that doesn't always happen here at Gadsden State. We have AAS degrees. We have also certificate programs that only require you to get the necessary classes you need to graduate from this institution, and many of these classes will not transfer on to a 4-year institution because they're designed for a 2-year program. So I want to go through one of these 2-year programs and just to give you an understanding of the differences between the two. So if this student did a what if, okay? We did a what if on Happy Face, and we said, all right, we're going to make you a salon and spa management major. So still, there are those requirements. Notice that the requirements of the hours are higher. 67 hours are required for this degree, where 60 were required for the other degree, But still, the graduation requirement remains that 2.0 or higher, and then also the general studies requirement, the orientation requirement, and the major requirement. So walking through a AAS degree, here's what it looks like. So for this particular one, not all of them are the same. So for this particular one, it's English Comp 1, a credit from Humanities and Fine Arts in the area 2. In the area 3, there's still a mathematics requirement. There are still a natural science requirement or a science requirement. It could be computer science also. So you notice there's differences in these degrees. Also, you see there's only one credit allowable from the area of history or social behavioral science. Then the orientation requirement still remains. You still have to complete the orientation requirement. Now, here is the real difference because these are intensive in the area of concentration. So, the area 5, the major area, there are 51 credits that are going to come from this area. And so, this is a lot more of a hands on program, a lot more credits to take. And see, I can even get them all on one page. They continue on. And these are going to be the credits that an individual is going to take for that AAS degree program. And a lot of these credits, of course, are not going to transfer to another institution because this degree is designed to be a terminal degree here at Gadsden State. The educational core could transfer, but these cosmetology classes, unless there is an institution somewhere out there that has a cosmetology program on the 4-year level, the vast majority of these classes are not going to transfer to another institution, but they're not designed to. This is designed for this particular institution, maybe another institution in ACCS that you were to transfer to, another 2-year that has the same or similar program. That's fine. But it's just designed primarily for you to take these classes here and you get your degree from here and go to work in that field. Again, there's the legend to the bottom of the screen to tell you, what each individual of these things mean as you go through it. Ultimately, our goal is for you to graduate. We want you to graduate from Gadsden State and go on to whatever institution that you desire to go to, or to go straight to work. But either way, we want you to graduate from Gadsden State, go on and do great, wonderful, successful things in life, and come back and tell us all those wonderful things that you're doing. And we get to share in the joy of the fact that you found your calling in life. So hang in there, graduate from Gadsden State, go on and do great and wonderful things. Thank you for watching today.